Well, let's now cross to Nour Eldeen Al Hammoury. He's a Chief Market Strategist at Squared Financial. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, global markets have rebounded following Donald Trump's comments about this framework over Greenland. How much of this is a shift in trade risk, and how much is just a relief rally after 3 days of heavy selling?
Yeah, I mean, it's too early to call if this relief will continue, because again, this basically of whatever happens over the past couple of days, going from using force, we need Greenland completely, to basically, yeah, we've just basically come up with a deal and a framework to with the EU. With an understanding that we will basically be using Greenland. He also sort of confused Greenland with Iceland. At the same time, who knows if this framework will work for the time being, and if the market will be able to hold these gains ahead of the negotiations. If the negotiations started actually over the next couple of weeks, and there's no deal, the entire market will go back to where it was before the news that he announced.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about those comments from NVIDIA's CEO saying building a global AI infrastructure will still require multi-trillion-dollar investment. From a market perspective, who really stands to benefit most from this next phase of spending, and where are the risks?
Currently, the risk, I would say, that the market is pricing in the future too perfectly. It's not a question about whether they will spend or not. I mean, by 2030, yes, they will be spending trillions for the data centers, and they're talking about even the data centers in space, because the cost will be even less when it comes to the computing cost. But at the same time, you'll have to think about what the expectations for the revenues. For the time being, the revenues are skyrocketing across all the AI companies. But is this basically going to continue in the near future, or it's going to continue on the long term? That would be the question where the risk lies, because if the market keeps on pricing in the future in advance very perfectly without any bumps, that would basically put the market at risk at a sharp correction if anything's coming against the expectations.
Nour, really appreciate your analysis. Thanks very much for joining us.